What's up, ladies and gentlemen? chuckfinleLP here with Let's Play Sonic Generations Part 10. We are now beginning the challenges for City Escape for Act 1. And this is the Thunder Shield Challenge. Use the Thunder Shield to reach the goal in time and obtain the Thunder Shield skill. So this will allow us to have the Thunder Shield, which first debuted in Sonic the Hedgehog 3, or Sonic 3 and Knuckles. It was a shield that would allow you to suck in rings from around you, and you can also use a double jump with it. And it will also protect you from electricity as well. It was very useful back in the day. Ah, crap. Okay, well, I didn't notice that cylinder underneath me, but it's a very useful shield. It will definitely help you out going after the red star rings, and there are actually a few red star rings that I believe you can only get to by using the thunder shield. I don't know if they are for sure, you have to use the thunder shield to be able to get to them, but it definitely makes it a lot easier. And you can just kind of see the double jump. It's definitely a lot better. It's very similar to the double jump that Sonic used in Sonic Colors. I believe this one might jump just a little bit higher, but it definitely helps with the inability to jump that Classic Sonic seems to have. Sadly, you do not get the double jump ability for modern Sonic. It's only for only with the Thunder Shield. But that's okay. Oh, yeah, you want to be careful about the truck. I'd forgotten about it. Gonna run up on you like that. Now you want to be careful. This is like a regular shield. If you do take damage, you will lose the shield. As you can see here with this challenge, there will be a bunch of shield boxes for you to get to while you're doing regular levels, and I will show off each individual shield, but I will be using the Thunder Shield more often than any other shield, just trying to go after the red star rings. But you want to be careful while taking damage, because I believe you start the levels out with the thunder, with whatever shield you pick, and as you go along, you have the ability to lose the shields. I want to be careful there. You start out with the shields, and as you go along, you have the ability to lose the shields. And if you do lose the shields, you will not be able to get them back until I believe you die. So that kind of gives you, if you are going after the if you are going after the red star rings, you cannot really you cannot go after the S rank and the red star rings as easily. Really? Wow. Okay. It's all about timing with this section. You can see, you have to worry about that gun robot shooting you and potentially messing you up. But yeah, it's not too difficult. You can see the spikes. You have to use the double jump gimmick to be able to get through them. Not too difficult of a challenge, really. It's actually one of the more funner challenges that you can do with the Classic Sonic. I believe the Fire Shield is a little bit better, though. Challenge-wise, while it's not a very good shield, by itself, it is. I believe it is a fun challenge. I don't remember it. They might stick it in. They might have stuck that in. Oh, what was that? What level is it? Crisis City, and that would definitely hurt the fun value with it. Ah, crap. Okay, here we go. So, right there, right on. That is actually a song from Sonic Rush, the first Zones theme for that game. Yeah, I forgot about this. Why I was kind of hesitant to jump down and go after the note, because I knew I would fall all the way back down here, and it's a pain in the butt to get back up to here. But in Sonic Rush, they used actual music, like, well, not actual music, but they actually had lyrics to the music, so it's kind of like themes almost. And that was a song from that game and from that level. Leaf Forest Zone, I believe, is what the zone was called. Rouge the Bombardier. Watch out for the bombs Rouge drops to get to the goal in time. So she is kind of, well, I guess she's using the bombs pretty much from when she was from Sonic 06. She was able to use bombs in that game, and I don't remember if these bombs are exactly the same, those bombs in Sonic 06 were round. Okay, no, these are not the same bombs. These are heart-shaped bombs, and in that game, those bombs were round, and I think they might have had a heart shape on them. But you know, these are definitely not those bombs. While they look a little very similar to them, now that I look at them again, the heart shape is too big on them, and it might be just from the perspective that I'm seeing the bombs in. But the way she's throwing the bombs looks very familiar to the way she did it in Sonic 06. What she would do in Sonic 06 is she would twirl around like she's doing. I know I haven't been able to show it off exactly, but and she would even go make the same noise she's making when she throws the bomb. I'll try to get to her again and listen to it. I don't know if you heard that or that. And there's that wanted poster for Fang there. Fang the Sniper, or Knack the Weasel, as he used to be called, which debuted in Sonic Triple Trouble for the Game Gear. And there is no way in this world I'm going to make it. I don't think I should be there time-wise, but that doesn't really tell me anything. But you can hear what she's saying. You can watch her, what she's doing. I knew that was going to happen. But you can watch what she's doing and listen to her and tell that it's pretty much the same, or nearly the same. Crap. There we go, okay. It's actually pretty difficult in the original Sonic games to jump back if you had to be on the right side of the whatever that is. I don't know the exact name for it. When you were jumping, you had to be on the right side of it to be able to go across. You could never be on the left side and easily make it. I think there might have been a few of them in Hilltop Zone where you might have been able to make it just barely. But for the most part, you've always had to be on the right side to be able to make it, and I'm glad they changed that in this game. All right, so we'll just try to be a little bit faster through here. Ah, crap. Alright, that's fine. Not too difficult. Not too bad. I don't think that will actually help me out at all. And it doesn't look like you actually have to be all the way on the far side of it either, so that's another useful thing that they seem to have taken away from the original versions. Now, when you are flashing like this, you want to be careful because you can very easily get thrown back down, back behind you. But while you're flashing in a situation like that, you want to take that time and that advantage to run through a whole bunch of bombs for this instance, and then just watch while you're flashing because you want to jump. You may be able to time it, you may not be able to. But whenever you're flashing it, it's always good to take that time to crap. Okay, good. I can go back up there. It's always useful to take that time to try to gain an advantage on something like that. And as you notice, I did hit Rouge. That will stun her, which will make her stop dropping bombs. But it is very difficult to actually reach her because she can fly. For one thing, she can fly, and also it's because you jump the jump height is very well, you don't jump very high with classic Sonic, so it's very difficult to be able to get to her, to even hit her. But if you can hit her, it's very useful, and it does not seem that she actually will get to the goal, so you cannot mess around too much, but I'm sure she will actually trip the goal post, but it seems like you have a few seconds to get to it anyway, and you don't have to rush as much as I was doing, which is always useful. You know, a lot of the some of these challenges where you've been racing, the friends have been where you have to hurry and you have to get to it very quickly to be able to make it. And that's nice that that challenge isn't, because it is so difficult, because the bombs really do slow you down. And, well, I wouldn't say it's unfair like some of the other challenges have been. I'll definitely say it's not the easiest challenge in the world. I'm just sitting here looking where the doppelganger, trying to think about where the doppelganger is. He's not closing on me at a rapid rate, but he's not as far away as I would like him to be. Going along these skateboard paths will definitely help you out. Will help you gain a little bit of time, but it's very difficult to get to where you need to go on the skateboard a lot of the time. But if you can get on those ramps, that will definitely help you out in the long run. And they're just like the ramps that you would use on the snowboards with modern Sonic. All you have to do is just hit the jump button at the right time to be able to make it. Oh, crap. Yeah, I have to take that lower route. Okay, that's fine. I think I might have taken this lower route before on my first playthrough. Well, no, I guess I didn't, because I didn't show off that thing. Well, I call him Knack the Weasel, because that's what he used to be called. That Knack poster, I didn't show that off in the original. And there's another Knack poster, and you can't see it very clearly, but there's a Bark. It wasn't Bark. It was Bean the Dynamite, and maybe it was Bark the Polar Bear as well. I don't remember who else was on that wanted poster along with Bean. But you could barely see it there in that section, like a split second. It wasn't facing the camera. It was more facing where you came into that section at. So you really couldn't see it exactly, but if you back it up and hopefully my capture didn't mess up or anything, you should be able to see it there pretty easily. But anyway. So yeah, you know, as I've said before with the doppelganger races, they're pretty easy. All they are is just time trials, you know, nothing too special or important. New venture. I believe that's the theme for Sonic Rush Adventure. I don't know for sure, but I'm thinking it is, actually, now that I think about it. Rite of Spring, springs everywhere, use them to bounce your way to the goal in time. I'd have to listen to the song to know for sure, but I'm 95% positive that is the theme for Sonic Rush Adventure for the DS, which was at that time the second Sonic game for the DS. You know, exclusively made for it. Okay. Oh. Yeah, I guess you have to use the springs. And you can tell it's going to be one of these right off the bat when you have as much trouble as I did there at the start. You can just kind of tell what kind of challenge this is going to be. Yeah. I definitely don't care for these types of challenges where there's so much gimmicks and BS in them. Okay. Oh, I guess if I couldn't make it up to the top, I have to go around this way and take damage and potentially die just to get up there. Yeah. I definitely don't care for these types of challenges, but anyway. Remember, always staying at the top of the levels will help you out in the long run. It's always the fastest and the safest way to go. But with a challenge like this, you never know. You know, especially with the springs, they may put a whole bunch of spikes up there that you have to dodge or something like that. And you can see getting that 10-second time deduction definitely helped me out there, and it will help you out a lot of the time. As long as you don't waste a whole bunch of time getting to it. You know, if you waste over 10 seconds trying to get to a 10-second one, or you waste over 5 seconds time to get to a 5-second one, then you're not doing yourself any good. You have to balance it out with trying to get to it fast enough so that it doesn't hurt you. Maybe you lose 1 to 2 seconds for a 5 and 1 to 2 seconds for a 10 to get the best out of it. You know, alternatively, you would rather not lose any time, but you know, if you have to lose time with a 5 or a 10, you know, you want to lose 1 or 2 seconds. Really no more than that. Alright, so since we're down here, and this is where the first challenge gate is, so I don't have to keep... Well, I guess I could start from the top and then work my way down. Since it seems like I have to dive for most of the notes and everything, but I'll go ahead and just stay down here and get the... Okay. Cream, helping hand. The only rings are the ones Cream drops for you. Get to the goal in time. Oh. One of these types of challenges. Thankfully, I don't believe there are too many of them like this, where a friend has to help keep you alive. And I don't think they throw a whole bunch of enemies at you. The biggest thing you have to worry about is spikes in a case like this. But even then, I don't think there are too many spikes. Okay, you see. You can see she has Chow with her. What the? I couldn't jump there. Oh, crap. Oh, that's fine. It looks like I dropped frames really rapidly there, so I'm going to go ahead and pause it. I apologize for this, and I'm going to have to go ahead and take a look at it. I'll be back in a moment. Alright, thankfully I didn't see anything too bad with it, so it should be good. But yeah, I definitely remember this challenge. I was just sitting there thinking about it, listening to Omo Chow, trying to see if I could remember it exactly, and yeah, I do. This is a pain in the butt challenge. It took me a very long time to be able to finish it, because I was so worried about wasting the rings that Cream would give you, knowing that you had such a limited amount. And why I took damage last time was because I couldn't jump there. I don't know, maybe I just timed it wrong, or, you know, for whatever reason the game wouldn't let me jump. But I couldn't jump. Now, you want to try to take as many shortcuts as you can along these trick ramps. But the trick ramps are kind of weird. You have to press the X button at exactly the right time. I guess I keep doing it too soon, because I've been hitting the jump button 3 times there, and I haven't been able to use them at all. And so, you know, I don't know, I guess that's what it's got to be. But yeah, like I was saying, you know, yeah, definitely, you can see saw blades added, extra enemies, spikes. But, you know, just staying on the higher paths, while there isn't too many high paths here in this level to begin with. You know, just trying to stay on the side paths for the 3D game, for these levels where there's not too many 2D sections like there are in the other modern. What the? Huh. Never seen that one before. You know, like there are in the other, like Sonic Unleashed and Sonic Colors. These have more side paths rather than actual. I don't know what's the right word. Actual high and low paths, I guess you could say. Like they're more side areas where that are a little bit slower but a little bit safer. Unlike the classic era and the classic games that had the high paths, these have, like as I said, side paths really, because the levels were more linear in the Dreamcast era, and they had more. They were more at the sides of the level rather than at the top or the bottom. You have got to be kidding me. Okay. High Flying Groove. That might be the theme song for a group of characters from the Sonic Riders series called Team Babylon, which were a bunch of birds. and I believe that was their theme. I don't remember though right off the top of my head. A dash ring 1, 2, 3. Pass through all dash rings in order and reach the goal before time runs out. Challenges like this are never fun in any game where you have to follow through a set number of either checkpoints or you have to hit a set number of things in a certain order. And that looked like they had you going along the snowboarding section. And with my inability to use the trick ramps, this will probably okay. Whew. Okay, so not too difficult. Thankfully, they're not in like a line. They're in certain sections. Wow, with the that's new. I've never seen that one, that type of thing before. But you can kind of tell how these are going to be. They're not going to be like I thought they were, in like a big group of them in like a line that you had to follow exactly and precisely. But I don't know if you miss one, if you have to go back for it, or if you can continue on to go through the level. Yeah, I guess so. If you notice that one up top, well, maybe not. Okay, so I guess you can miss a few, but you just how many there are in the level. Remember that Sega has thankfully given us a lot of extras for collectible wise, so you don't have to worry about it too much. And I'm sure there's something along that upper path there, but I'm not going to worry about going along that path. Okay. Maybe not, unless there's a lot on that lower path or that upper path that I just passed in that 2D section. As there's a lot of orange hoops there. I guess they're called dash rings, but what they were called in Sonic Unleashed were orange hoops and rainbow hoops. I think that might have been the unofficial term for them, but I'm sure they were just called dash rings. But that's what I call them. Orange rings or orange rings and rainbow rings. So that's what I'm just gonna call them. Topsy-turvy. Use the horizontal bars and spinning platforms to reach the goal before time runs out. Okay, so those spinning platforms from the previous challenge return, and the horizontal bars which actually debuted in this level, or in what was the level? Radical Highway, depending on which story you chose first. If you chose the hero side story first, you would get City Escape first, which had the horizontal bars. If you played the dark story first, you would play in Radical Highway first, which was Shadow's first level, which had horizontal bars there as well. But you can kind of tell what you have to do here. You don't want to jump off too fast like I did. I figured it would force you to use the homing attack to get on there instead of just jumping and letting me get on there like it did. Okay, there you go. You can see really close there. At least Beam the Dynamite. I'm not sure what that second guy is there. I think that is Bark the Polar Bear. You can see Coffee Blaze. That's supposed to be like a cameo for Blaze, even though she is in the game. Oh, you want to be careful through that section. But yeah, there you go. You could barely see Bark, since his fur color is almost exactly the same color as the paper was. But yeah, I'm sure there are actually other better locations in the game where you can see the posters a lot better, but I don't remember those locations right off the top of my head, and it's not a huge priority for me to show those off. I mean, at the end of the day, they're nothing really special, just a nice throwback to old characters in old Sonic games, if you know who those characters are. There's Mighty and Rave again. Alright, not too difficult. That's actually a lot easier than I thought it would. They seem to use the spinning platforms a lot more than the horizontal bars, which would have been a lot more difficult if they would have stuck with the horizontal bars. That would have been a lot more difficult than the spinning platforms. They don't move fast enough to actually be a problem, so you don't have to worry about ungravify. I think that's the theme for Sonic Rider Zero Gravity, if I'm not mistaken. But the spinning platforms, as you saw when I was waiting, they didn't move very fast, so you didn't have to worry about that too much. High-speed hijinks. Enemies move and shoot at double speed. Okay, so it's pretty much like the same challenge that we had in Sky Sanctuary, except these will have different enemies and, you know, different levels, so they'll have different layout, such as holes and spikes and all that kind of thing. But enemy movement-wise is going to be pretty much the same as it was in that game, or in that level. And so that's just pretty much the gun beetle is moving faster, the gun robot shooting faster. You see that they're already, before I even get really close in range, they're already starting to fire at me. So that does kind of force you to hurry and be a little bit more precise with where you jump and when you jump, but not too much. You know, it's not overly difficult. They could have definitely made it a lot faster. Okay. Guess you can't boost on a sideways wall like that. Alright, yeah, as I was saying, not too difficult. Until you get to this section where you have to stay up a little bit higher. I'm sure these spinning platforms are in a certain pattern like they were in a previous Sonic game, but the pattern does not jump out at me like I should remember it, so I don't remember. There's been spinning platforms before. I mean, even... Okay, so in this game, you automatically will duck even more so than in Sonic Colors, which is a good and bad thing, I guess you could say. I didn't mean, I meant to boost and then use the slide, not just immediately use the slide, but thankfully they kept letting me slide into that gun robot, and the other two didn't shoot at me, thankfully. That would have definitely been bad. But let me see, there should be another picture, yeah, artwork 107. So just sitting here thinking if there was anything I was talking about and I had forgotten what I was talking about. I don't think so. I think I'd finished my point on that, but, you know, Doppelganger Race, this will be easy. Doppelganger Race, as you notice, I don't really worry about the order in which I do the challenges. You know, it's just pretty much whatever challenge you get, I get to first. Doppelganger races are pretty easy, so I sometimes feel that I don't need to show those first, but, you know, I'm not trying to wait for the doppelganger races for last. You know, I'm just getting to these gates as I get to them. I definitely won't do the doppelganger races first just because those are the easiest. And so, you know, I don't want to do those right off the bat and make it a lot harder, you know, for myself. You could definitely gain a little bit of time. Well, I can gain time on these videos by doing the doppelganger race almost, you know, near last or be one of the last challenges that I do. But it, you know, it still really depends on whether I can get through some of the other challenges a lot faster. But you can see here you can gain boost by destroying the cars and by drifting. So, you know, if you need boost while doing while on the snowboard, that'll definitely help you out. And the doppelganger is catching up to me, so I have to go a little bit faster. And he's not catching up to me as rapidly as I thought he was. It looks like he's slowing down a little bit, so I'm not too rushed by. Again, as you can see, the boost gauge only fills up so much. It will fill past the bar, but it only does it so much. Oh crap! Going up there would definitely save me a little bit of time, but all this boost I've got, I can boost through this section pretty easily. But you don't want to boost too much through these 2D sections, just because I guess these platforming sections, because they're supposed to be a lot slower, and you're supposed to be a little bit more precise in boosting. It definitely does not promote being precise. So you definitely have to be careful while going through here. The horizontal bars, thankfully, they've made it a little bit easier to use in the original Sonic Adventure 2. Oh wow! In the original Sonic Adventure 2, those horizontal bars were definitely a little bit harder to get used to and learn when to bounce off of them. Or not bounce off of them. I mean, get off of them and crap. When to let go of them so that you could continue on with a level whenever you got onto one. And the window to jump off of them was so small, and you had to be almost perfect, that if you didn't practice for a long time, you almost didn't want to use the horizontal bars. And for a lot of levels, like in Radical Highway, you could gain that made getting, if you could learn how to use the horizontal bars, it definitely made getting the A rank a lot easier. And so it's always useful to learn how to use the horizontal bars, but they definitely made it a lot easier and a lot more user-friendly in this game. Thankfully, while I've never had a problem with them too bad, I've gotten used to them over time, running through Radical Highway so often and learning when to jump off of them, and playing City Escape over and over a whole bunch, always going on that upper path where you had to use the horizontal bars at. I got really good at it, so I don't have too much trouble with the horizontal bars, but it is definitely nice that they made it a little bit easier to use for people who don't like to use the horizontal bars or are not very good at them. So time-wise, it looks like I'm doing okay. I don't think I'm breaking a record, but free. Okay, so that was the song for Sonic Free Riders which was a Connect Xbox 360 exclusive title, but it was in the Free Riders area, type of games. Underwater challenge: keep a watchful eye on the underwater train and get to the goal in time. Okay, I guess it's gonna fall out from underneath me, perhaps. Is that the only thing that I can think of? Unless the wall, there's gonna be a wall that will come out and try to get me, like in what level was that? Well, I missed Omo Chow. I could have figured out what was going on from him. It doesn't seem to be too difficult so far, anyway. I'm just sitting here looking around, trying to see what I'm supposed to be keeping an eye out for. Outside of just drowning, that's about the biggest thing. Oh, you have got to be kidding me. Oh, I guess that turned on this fan so I could go up here. I definitely don't like paths where you challenge or just regular gameplay where you have to backtrack so far, especially on a situation where you can easily die like this. Where if you don't hurry up fast enough, you can die very quickly and very easily. I'm still looking around. I can't see anything outside of just maybe the egg pawns crushing you, or not crushing you, but shooting you like they did, or like they were positioned to do. I'm sure I'm gonna have to get here and just wait. Unless I can. Nah, I'm not gonna push it. I got enough air. Oh, okay, I can just jump through there. Okay. Again, I'm still looking around. A lot of this is actually pretty familiar. I can't. A lot of it looks like from Labyrinth Zone and Hydrocity Zone. That's a lot. The two biggest water levels that I can see. Maybe a little bit could be from Tidal Tempest as well as Scrap Brain Zone. I'm surprised I did not get crushed there. Tidal Tempest Zone from Sonic CD. But a lot of it actually just, as I said, looks very familiar to Labyrinth Zone, Scrap Brain Zone, Act 3 from Sonic 1. Being pushed around by the air currents is definitely is taken from Hydrocity Zone from Sonic 3, where whenever you get pushed by an air current, Sonic would spin around like that. I think he might have did that as well in Labyrinth Zone from Sonic 1, but I don't remember whether he did or I guess he did, didn't he? But I don't think he did it in an Aquatic Ruin Zone. That's also another level where they took some designs from Aquatic Ruin Zone. Not too many, because that kind of involves in and out of water instead of just a full water zone. High-speed hijinks, enemies move and shoot at double speed, try to get to the goal in time. That probably will not be too fun. I think you can actually use the upgrades that you get with these here on the challenges. I'm not 100% sure though, but I believe you can, and that will definitely help you out. I won't use it just because that it's not really cheating. It's not really cheating, per se, but it's definitely a lot better and a lot more difficult if you don't use the like the double jump or the thunder shield. If you have it, once you get to that point and you have the thunder shield will definitely make all of these challenges a lot easier, just because you can use the double jump. You could just use the double jump there and you don't have to worry about it, which isn't really, as I said, it isn't cheating, it isn't breaking the game or anything like that, or taking away from the experience of the game. It's just that, I don't want to use the upgrades outside of just the break, because the braking in this game is not the best. They've definitely done better in the Sonic series. While it is a big improvement, I didn't know that was gonna crush me. While it is a big improvement over even in the original games, it's not the best, and you have to use the braking thing, the braking upgrade to maneuver through a lot of these sections, really, and it'll definitely help you with both with Modern and Classic Sonic. Modern Sonic a little bit more than Classic Sonic because it's all 2D and there's not too many areas where you can miss, like side areas or anything like that, but it still definitely does help. If you go too fast and you miss a small section or a small, area. Ah, crap. I don't know where in the world that's gonna end up. But you just little things like that. You miss just maybe one thing and come on, really? There we go. Okay, live and learn from Sonic 2, or not from Sonic from Sonic Adventure 2, the theme song from Sonic Adventure 2. Alright, rescue the animals, save a set number of... Okay, I think we've already did a challenge like this in Chemical Plant Zone, if I'm not mistaken. So, save a set number of captured animals from the capsules and reach the goal in time. This is one of those collectibles where they give you plenty. So if you miss maybe one or two capsules, you shouldn't be too bad. But all the capsules don't drop the same number of animals. So it's if it's not out of the way or not too difficult to reach, it's always useful to go ahead and go after them. You see here that it's actually looks like it's sunset or evening. It's a little bit too bright for me. I can't see where I'm going exactly, but you know, it's just more of the time changes. So we've only seen really just transitions from day to night, from, you know, either day in the regular versions of the level and the night in the challenges. How did I know that was going to happen? Let's have to time it better, I guess. Okay, there we go. Okay, I figured I was going to hit the ball instead of missing it like I did, really. And there's no way I can get back up there, so hopefully they gave me plenty and there wasn't too many in that one. Hopefully, you know, I don't know how many was actually in it. And you can see here I've gotten different amounts. I've got the first capsule gave me 12, and that one I just hit gave me 14. So, you know, you really can't pin it down for sure how many animals you'll get out of them. So it's always best, as I said before, to get as many as possible whenever you can, and try not to miss any. But hopefully, you know, going off of what they did in Chemical Plant Zone, they shouldn't. I'm sure there's one up top up there. If I would have just waited and went up there, I'm sure they would have given me a capsule. But you know, going off of what they did in Chemical Plant Zone, they should give you more than enough, and you shouldn't have to worry about going after every single one or going too slow and going after every single one. See, I think I'm getting pretty close to the end, so now I have to be a little bit more careful. And look around for them a little bit more than I normally would have earlier on. Alright. Let me see, I'm just looking. Okay, here we go. This was actually what I was looking around for, to see whether they were going to put a capsule on one of those spinning platforms. Okay, so they did give you extra. How much, I don't know. I'm sure in that other section where I had commented, if I would have stayed and kept climbing up the the rotating platforms, there might have been one up there. You know, say that 10 or 12, 14 in that one, and then the one I missed, 12, 14 in that one as well. So you can at least miss two capsules, well, you can at least miss one capsule. I'll say that for certain. You know, you can miss one capsule and it won't kill or ruin your chances. So 109. Let me see. I was gonna say I didn't think I'd got all of them. Doppelganger race. Okay. This should be the last challenge for Classic Sonic. At least I think it is. Yeah, it should be. At least I hope it is. If it is, it'd be very good time-wise. But this level is not very easy and not very fun on the Doppelganger race, sadly. And that's kind of where the Thunder Shield would help you out. You know, you'd be able to use the double jump there instead of jumping on those choppers like you normally have to, which makes it a lot easier. And there's actually a red star ring that way on the normal level that I will show off, you know, while going through there. Time-wise, I'm doing, or not time-wise, level-wise, I'm doing okay. I'm staying about, I was gonna say I was gaining a little bit of time on him there, but I actually wasn't. And you do have to breathe, so you do have to keep that in consideration while going through here, through the race. You know, I'm sitting here just now thinking about, you know, what a waste of time that was. But unless you know exactly when you're going to come out for air, it's always best to dive for a bubble whenever possible. You may not have needed to there, but you know, as I said, it's always best to get some air. Crap! I was thinking about how fast they shot in the fast enemy challenge. But yeah, it's always useful to go after a breath. And some of these spikes, I know you've seen them before, will only activate once you get onto them, and those you have to go and get off of them very fast, so you always want to be careful and wary for those. And whenever you can, if you notice there was a spring down there, that might have actually helped me get up there faster. I don't know. The red springs are usually the ones that will get you up higher than the yellow springs, but the yellow springs are kind of, they're not all the same. They all send you up. They all will bounce you higher at different. They'll all bounce you up at different heights. So you can always say, oh wow, he's close. You can always say for sure whether or not they will be a waste of time or not. But unlike older Sonic games, you can always tell when a spring would. Well, it might have been just from memory, but all the they were a little bit easier to tell. The red springs would always. I think I'll just stay down here. The red springs would always give you more height than the yellow ones would, unlike this game. And you can actually gain quite a bit of time here in this rock section, not only on the rock, but the doppelganger as well. And in that last underwater section I was at, you saw how close he was, but he also fell where I didn't, and that will definitely help you out in the long run. But there you go, not too difficult. As long as you don't mess around and get stuck anywhere, the doppelganger race is not too difficult here in Seaside Hill. It's a little bit more difficult for modern Sonic just at the start, because you can actually lose quite a bit of time at the start, and I will show that off once I get to it. Starlight Zone from Sonic 1. Sitting here looking around trying to see if there was going to be any more challenges I can do, but I believe that's it. So I'll just start from here at the bottom and then work my way back up with Modern Sonic. Unless I already did this challenge, and then I'll... Nope, okay. Okay, Rouge the Temptress. Press triangle to have Rouge take out enemies using her wiles and reach the goal in time. Okay. I guess you have to sneak and then use Rouge to distract the robots to be able to move around, and that's depending on how they do it. I don't remember how they did it in this game, but depending on how they do it, that could either be very easy or very difficult. Oh. Okay. That's not too difficult. All you have to do is just make sure that you aim at the robots. As you saw, there's like a trail of hearts that would come out, and you have to make sure that you're aiming at the robots to be able to make it work. You just can't do it in like a wide area like I was trying to do back there. But it's not too difficult. I thought it was going to be, you can't get seen by the robots instead of them having shields. But you can pretty much just do that with her hearts, but you have to be, I guess you have to be fast. Don't seem to be, excuse me a second. Sorry about that. You can't, you have to be fast with it, which makes it a little bit more difficult than I thought it was going to be. But, not too difficult. It doesn't seem to... The time it takes for the robots to regain control doesn't seem to be as quick as it could have been, and that's always something you have to look at. And the range is pretty far, so you can just sit here and jump around. And she does stay out for quite a while. Okay, so yeah, this is where you have to, and it looks like you can even do it through obstacles, which is always useful, as long as you can time it right. Oh, what the? Okay, come on. Okay, that was weird, but either way. And there we go. If I would have hit, oh. Okay, well, gotta throw one more at you, make it even more difficult. But you know, you can just sit there and drag Rouge around in a circle and get all the robots, and that shouldn't be too that shouldn't be too difficult. But yeah, there you go. It's actually pretty. It's not fun, but it's not as hard as it could have been. And that's always something to look at. Could have been a lot worse. You know, they could have made it where if you get seen by the robots, you fail, or they could have made it where you don't. The heart ray does not go through obstacles, or you know you can only have a certain amount going at one time. So we'll do the doppelganger race now. But yeah, here at the start, and I'll show you the path that actually, if you remember during part 3, I had mentioned that this that only at the very start did it look like the original Seaside Hill. But if you continue, if you go in the middle instead of on one of the sides like I did, just stay here along the middle, it will look, and I'll show that off here, it will look just like the original. Exactly everything up to this point here is the exact same, and well, I guess here, and then that's when it is turned into the reimagined section. But that was something that I went along, I believe, the left side path instead of the middle. But I think that's pretty cool that they added, you know, just one more level that looks almost exactly the same, except for all of these reimagined bits. And I was a little bit disappointed because I had forgotten that going along that middle section would make the level look, you know, more like the original. Now along those rainbow hoops, and I probably shouldn't have went this way, but you want to use the, you know, there are 2 sets there. You want to use you can only get about 2 tricks in, and then you want to go ahead and use the L1 and R1 trick so that you can get the most boost out of it. Okay, so this is the limit that you can have here. And I'll start to get to a car. Crap. Oh, wow. Did not mean to go on a turtle. That is going to be really slow. I will be able to, I have to go along the cart path for a red star ring, but, you know, but this is going to be so much slower than going along the cart path, and I'm pretty sure that's where he goes along. You can see how much faster and how much he's gaining on me. He very well may have took the turtle path, but I don't think so. But you can see I got through there okay. At least I didn't wreck and get fall. And if you would have fell through that section, all you would have done was just go along to the beach, and you would have went through a lower section, which looked a little bit more like the original game instead of the reimagined version. And that section up there is actually a red star ring location, which I will show off once I do the red star ring video. It's always nice to have boost through here, just because you can miss the rocks a lot easier. Oh wow, no, okay. I was trying to go along that trick ramp, and I missed it obviously, and thankfully the whale was able to push me back up onto the shore. That would have sucked if I would have taken damage and if I would have fell and had to start it. Well, I wouldn't have had to start over, but I would have had to have put the doppelganger a lot closer to me, and would have had any boost to go through that rock section. I probably would have lost special stage. I don't know which special stage that's supposed to be from. It may be oh, let me see here really quickly. I try to see if I've done all the. I guess it's not gonna let me scroll down and check, but I'll do this level and I'll check. That might be the special stage from Sonic 1. Terror from the deep. Skim the water surface and try not to get chomped by a giant chopper. Get to the goal in time. So I guess a giant chopper is going to chase after me while I'm on the water, which I guess won't be too difficult. But the water in this game, you know, the Seaside Hill in general, it takes some elements from Jungle Joyride from Adabat in Sonic Unleashed, but the water, and I don't know, I'd have to take a look at the water here again. I'll definitely say I like it. I don't think it's as beautiful as Adabat was, but it looks a little bit more detailed and more like actual water. I guess all you have to do is just not stray off course, and you won't get hit by a chopper. Or maybe if you go too slow, you'll get hit by a chopper. But you can see the buoys and everything, the way they're lined up. And if you go outside of the buoys in the normal level, you will get attacked by a chopper. So I guess because, yep, there we go. Okay. Didn't mean to do that. I was actually trying to do this, and I missed the turn. They'd done it a little bit too soon, but there you go. You can see what the chopper does. I've never actually seen it before. That's actually the first time I've ever went outside the buoys. But you know, there's always a first time for everything. But you can see just how the buoys are set up. What the? Okay, that was odd. But yeah, you can definitely tell a lot. They use a lot from Jungle Joyride Act 1. And the water, while it doesn't look as beautiful, looks a little bit more realistic in this game. It looks a little bit too... It moves too much in this game, and the sun reflects off of it just a little bit too much for you to be able to see underneath it, unlike Adabat. And which takes a little bit away from it, but not too much. And I want to see if I did this challenge. I don't think I did this challenge with Classic Sonic. I didn't think I did. Okay, I thought I was missing a challenge. That sucks. SBO away the ninja. Press triangle to have SBO attach a rope to the hooks and reach the goal in time. One of these types of challenges. This should be fun. Just sitting here trying to remember the challenge, what it's actually going to be like. But a lot of these challenges haven't been as bad as they could have been, so you know that's always something. Okay, you can only use it on areas that have where SBO can hook onto. You can't just do it anywhere and gain an advantage like on the walls or anything like that. But this is supposed to represent you playing as I guess you have to hold it down. This represents you as being able to play as SBO. Okay, you do have to hold it down. I kept just pushing it, and then you have to let go to make you let go of the rope and be able to fly around. again, I believe that if you can actually use the upgrades, and I still don't know if you can or not. Using the double jump will definitely help you out, especially through here. You know, you'll be able to gain quite a bit of time. You don't have to fall down here as much like I've been doing. But here, all you have to do is swing. You can swing back and forth with the control stick or the directional buttons to be able to gain enough height to be able to get up to where you need to go, which, you know, is standard for things like this. Swinging things like this anyway, you have to gain quite a bit of height and a good enough arc to be able to get the desired height. But anyway. Okay, yeah, I was going to say that I'm sure they're going to throw a section where you can possibly die if you're not careful. But you can just see, you want to be careful about, and I've just caught myself doing it, swinging too fast. You have to kind of sit there in the air a moment and then come back down. You can't force Espio to come back down, because that will mess up the arc and the speed, and you won't gain near enough height. So you have to kind of hang in the air for a second and a half, and then come back down. It's not too difficult. It doesn't take a lot of practice, and I should have realized that I hadn't brought back any color when I had said that I was not sure if I'd missed a challenge gate, but it's not too difficult. It really isn't, and it's not something that you have to get used to. You know, you have to spend a lot of hours practicing. A lot of games do that. I can't think of any right off the top of my head, but I have seen that mechanic before, so it's not too difficult. Use rainbow rings to pull off enough tricks and reach the goal in time. So I guess they are called rainbow rings in this game. I figured they'd be called like trick rings or something like that, since the orange rings are called dash rings. But I guess they were called dash rings in Sonic Unleashed. Maybe they were called orange dash rings or something like that, and they just got changed to dash rings in Sonic Colors. But I guess this is going to be pull off enough tricks to reach the goal in time, so I guess you have to do a set number of tricks. Yeah, okay. So sadly, the finishing trick does not count for more than one trick, and you may not want to use it all the time, since boosting does not seem to be very effective. So you may just want to. Well, I don't know. I was gonna say you may not want to do it just to see if you can gain a little bit of time, or gain a little bit of time. Hopefully, you know, maybe try to pull off one more trick. I didn't. I know this is just wasting time at this point, but I want to see if you can. Okay, cool. So you can just go along a section like this and just continuously get to it, or get to the required number. While if you do care about the S ranks, and I don't, I've said this before, I don't care about the S ranks for the challenges. You may not want to do that, because it will probably be a big waste of time. Oh, there we go. Okay, I figured I was gonna fall there. But you know, you could, since you can do that, it's very easy, or you may be able to find an easier one that you can do that on. There we go. I was trying to boost through there, but I had messed up and it missed my timing. You can see, I guess you gain a lot more boost while you're doing tricks. Wow, look at that. Look at the boost bar. That's pretty cool. Just continuously boost for a long time. Yeah, I figured it wouldn't be over quite yet. I was wondering why there wasn't as many rocks around. But you don't even have to do that, really. You know, continuously run on the same trick thing. You can see here I gained a lot more tricks than I actually needed. Which, you know, that goes into Sega adding a lot more, or I guess extra collectibles, in this case extra trick ramps, so you don't have to worry about it going back and doing along a section like that. But I did go along that upper section, so that might have helped. But and I would definitely suggest using the pushing forward on the control stick to do that trick, because that you can pull off a lot more tricks faster that way, instead of using any other trick is a lot slower than that one trick. Marble Garden Zone from Sonic 1, but that'll definitely help you out while trying to do that tricks. But anyway, so thank you for watching. There won't be a challenge video. The past 3 challenge videos, I have had a challenge video, but because but I don't want these to be challenge videos. I want these to be based just on doing the challenges and showing them off and showing off how to do them. So I do apologize for those being challenge videos. There will not be a challenge video for any of the challenge videos that I make, or the Red Star Ring videos. So just letting you know ahead of time. Because I'm running out of time, I'm going to go ahead and end the video here. Thank you for watching. In part 11, we will be doing as many challenges as we can do in the modern era. I don't know if this may slow me down quite a bit here here in Crisis City. Some of these challenges are actually pretty difficult, so I don't know how well I'll be able to do here. I may be only able to focus one video around this and then just finish it off with these other 2 levels. I don't know yet, but we'll see. But until then, later everyone.